I grew up in Calcutta, not Kolkata. I grew up in Calcutta and I am a Loreto House girl. And for those who understand Bengali, it doesn't get more naka than that. Yeah. Shotti. And I'm that girl. I'm not just any Loreto House girl. I am student council and captain. I was the headstrong idealist. I was that girl who first got a complaint that she doesn't speak in class. Following 2 weeks later, I had sellotape put on my mouth. I'm also that girl who got hit by her teacher for the first time, walked straight out of my classroom, went to the principal's office and said, she can't do this. I was in class 3. For that one teacher, I had an amazing set of brilliant other teachers. And I'm so glad I had them because they really taught me to just speak my mind. Now, when I was in class 5, my school started an Each One Teach One program, which was under this Rainbow School program where we had to teach the underprivileged children of the neighborhood. And I was in class 5, 12 years old, and that's when I met Sunny for the first time. He was about 6 years old, beaming smile, eyes that giggled. And we just knew this was how it was going to be. It was going to be Sunny and me, and we were going to rule the world and figure everything out. But I made one mistake. Sunny was a mini me. He was headstrong and he was a brat. Now, I grew up in a good Catholic household, and part of it was that I had to go to church every Sunday. And when we would get out of church, usually there would be underprivileged people and beggars, etc. And I still remember this one Sunday morning, and I see Sunny with a beaming smile running up to me saying, Didi, kal school nahi gaya kyunki. And I could hear this bevy of excuses coming my way, and I said, Nashta kiya? And he did. So I said, Chalo. At the corner of Park Street at Middleton Row, there used to be this amazing chai shop. And they made the most brilliant masala chai and jalebi and kochuri and shingara. And I'm very hungry right now. And we reached the chai shop and I said, do chai, and I looked at Sunny and I said, or, and he said, jalebi. And that was the making of a ritual. Over jalebi and chai, I convinced Sunny the point of education, the importance of education. And he turned around and he told me, Danda mein faida hai didi. He used to beg and he used to sell chewing gum on Park Street. Over many jalebis and chai, discourses on education have happened. Every Monday morning, he would be in school without fail. And every Thursday, I'd be begging, hoping and praying that I would see him. But come what may, rain, sun, shine, Sunday, we would meet and we would have jalebi and chai. Of course, I grew up, did very well in school, passed my class 12, and Sunny was struggling to pass class 5 for 3 years. Give him mathematics, like how many chewing gums, 500 people, 2 rupees 50 paisa, he'd solve it in a second. Ask him to spell his name completely and he had bitten off more than he could chew. So then I went off to college and university, and Sunny tried his hand at many things and finally became a parking attendant. When I went off to college, obviously I started questioning the importance of religion and questioning ritualistic practices, and I stopped going to church. So obviously the jalebi and chai also stopped. It's still there, 6 years on my hips, but it stopped. And then finally, in early 2000, I got my first job. And those who remember early 2000, it was the .com boom. Okay, so the biggest thing was to get a job at a .com. And I had got a job at a phenomenal place and I was super lucky. And I was doing really well until one day I messed up. on a delivery of something, and I was called to the CEO's office, and he gave me the classic conversation of, you're so talented, but we don't see a role for you in this company. I remember that day really well. October in Calcutta is hot and muggy, and I didn't know what to do, so I decided to walk from office back home. It's not as far as SIMC to Pune, but it's definitely all the way down, at least to that highway, or I think it's Sus Road or something like that. That's how far my office was. And as I reached Park Street, it was already sunset meeting the evening light. And guess who meets me? Straight out, beaming smile. Sunny. Didi, kaise ho kya? And I was like, aaj please chhodo mujhe, please jao aage. And I walked ahead. I reached a point where exhaustion meets failure, and I plonked myself on the side of the footpath. And I still remember, because this is Park Street, and those who are from Kolkata will know, there's Trinkas, and the guy at the at the restaurant turned around and said, "Are you okay? Do you need a glass of water?" And I said no. And Sunny came to me and he's like, "Kya hua didi? Mummy ko bulao, kuch karu kya?" And I looked at him in the dying evening light, and all I could see was he was a failure, and so was I. And I was lost in this thought when a muffled voice of Sunny said, "Didi, 1 minute." And that's when I kind of plonked my hands, my face into my hands, and I've never felt that miserable. And I was sitting and thinking about, how do I go home and how do I tell my parents that I failed? And lost in this thought, I suddenly smelled something that I had known all my life. This sweet, hot cardamom masala chai. And that smell of sugar on a hot jalebi. And I opened my eyes to find Sunny standing there with a beaming smile, holding a jalebi and a cup of chai. And he sat next to me and he said, "Bolo." Over that jalebi and chai, every dream was possible. No future was too big, no road was too far, home was around the corner, and anything was possible. Over that jalebi and chai, I could be anything that I wanted. Thank you.
So if you think that you have the next big performance art idea, please do get in touch with us, because we are here to make sure that your idea comes to life and we enable you to see your dream in reality. You can email us here or here.